everyone, and welcome back to the Trrc. We would continue our proceedings in the 7th session that we're starting today. May I ask our religious leader, to offer prayers, please? Imam Jallo, you have the floor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Inna fatahna laka fathan mubinan liyaghfira laka Allahu ma taqaddama min dhanbika wa ma ta'akhkhar. Wa yutimma ni'matahu 'alayka wa yahdiyaka siratan mustaqiman wa yansuruka Allahu nasran azizan. Huwa allazi anzala as-sakinata fi qulubil mu'minina liyazdadu imanan ma'a imanihim. Walillahi junudus samawati wal ardi wa kana Allahu aliman hakiman. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifuna wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Shukran, Imam Jallo. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Lord God of grace, of mercy, of compassion, and of love, and also of justice. As we continue to sit in the Trrc, we pray that your Holy Spirit will descend mightily upon this nation, the Gambia. Be with each and every family, and be with each and every institution in this land. We pray that as we hear the truth coming out of those who have participated in things that have not been well with people in this nation, we pray that you will grant us the fortitude and the grace to be able to heal and to be reconciled. You are the God of forgiveness and of mercy and of grace, and you are the God of judgment. We pray that you will direct the hearts of the law enforcing authorities in this land, that they will act in a wise manner, in a way that the people of this land will be happy. And so, Lord, we pray that no mistake will be made to hurt the feelings of the people of this land. And so we ask that you come to our aid. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, my Bishop. As we start our proceedings during this 7th session, we'll go through the traditional thing that we do, review the highlights of the previous session, and give you some idea of what the current session is going to be. I'll be reading a statement on behalf of the Commission on those 2 points, and give you some idea also on the 2 processes that are going on here in the Commission. And that's public hearings as well as outreach activities. This is a statement on behalf of the Commission. The Trrc concluded its 6th session of public hearings on Thursday, July 25th, 2019. 20 witnesses, including both victims and the perpetrators, were heard during that session, bringing the total number of witnesses appearing before the Commission to 93 since the commencement of public hearings on the 7th of January, 2019. 17 of these witnesses who testified during the 6th session were journalists, including 2 women. 3 witnesses were junglers. The junglers were a group of commanders selected from the State Guards, a unit of the Gambia National Army responsible for the President's security. Officially called the patrol team, their primary duty was to patrol the areas or the area of the Gambia-Southern Senegal border near the President's home village of Kanilai. In reality, they were a hit squad, mainly engaged in arrests, tortures, killing of victims. The sixth session hearings focused in large part on the suppression of the freedom of the press and the other media, including the arbitrary arrest, detention, torture, and the murder of journalists by the security forces of the state, ostensibly under the orders of the former president, Jammeh. The seventh session, which starts today, Monday, August 5th, will end on Thursday, August 22nd, 2019. During this seventh session, the Commission will hear more testimonies from the junglers. The earlier testimonies of the junglers during our last summer session brought to light, through their own admissions, the nefarious deeds they perpetrated on their compatriots who were innocent and defenseless. The truth of their atrocities was always there. It was just hidden from the Gambian public. The nation, and indeed the world, was appalled to hear of these heinous crimes. We cannot now pretend that these crimes were not or could not have been committed by Gambians. Now we know that they were not only perpetrated by Gambians on Gambians, but also on non-Gambians, such as our brothers and sisters from Ghana and other West African countries. The primary responsibility of this commission is to seek and record the truth of what happened in the Gambia during the period under review. Only knowledge of the truth can help us move forward as a nation. During this seventh summer session, the Commission expects to hold hearings on circumstances surrounding the April 10th and 11, 2000 massacre of 14 students by the security forces. In line with the TRC's comprehensive approach to transitional justice and the Truth Commission work, various units of the Secretariat continue to be engaged in outreach activities, even as hearings go on here at June's resort. These outreach activities are designed to achieve several objectives, including sensitizing the public on the mandate and work of the Commission, promoting reconciliation and healing, making sure women and the children are engaged in the transitional justice process, and encouraging and empowering witnesses, both victims and alleged perpetrators, to come forward and give statements or testify. As part of the TRRC's Never Again campaign, these activities take the form of engaging local and religious communities, both Christian and Muslim, holding town hall meetings and village dialogues, organizing listening circles, visiting schools, and engaging students at all levels of our educational system. So far, at least 50 outreach activities targeting young adults and school children in communities and the schools across the country have been conducted by the TRRC's Youth and Children's Network Coordination Unit. Since September 2018, the TRRC has visited 55 schools and engaged an estimated 45,000 students. The Youth and the Children's Network Coordination Unit has also brought 95 young people, including students from secondary schools, the University of the Gambia Technical Training Institute, the Management Development Institute, and other institutions to attend the public hearings of the Commission. In collaboration with communications and other units, the TRRC's Reconciliation Unit engaged several Muslim communities around the Greater Banjul area during the month of Ramadan. The conversations conducted over iftar focused on the work of the Commission and the need for forgiveness, reconciliation, and healing, even as we seek justice and reparations for victims of the human rights violations and abuses. During the weekend of July 27th and the 28th, the TRRC visited several churches in Banjul and the KMC and engaged Christian communities in conversations about the Commission's mandate and especially how to promote justice, healing, and reconciliation in our country. At least 8 women's listening circles targeting women across the country have also been organized and coordinated by the TRRC's Women's Affairs Unit. The listening circles are designed to provide a safe space for women to share their experiences of human rights violations, especially sexual and gender-based violence. The TRRC encourages women, especially victims of sexual and gender-based violence, as I've just indicated, to reach out and share their stories with the Commission according to modalities that will safeguard their privacy and their integrity. Women may choose to testify either publicly or in camera, or they may just choose to submit statements that will be part of the Commission's record. We are happy to remind the general public that the TRRC remains and will remain fully committed to the part of our mandate dealing with reparations. While we are yet to receive funds from the government, specifically earmarked for various forms of reparations, we continue to provide both medical and other forms of support to a good number of victims from our own budget. We are also happy to inform the public that on July 24th, 2019, the TRRC launched our Victim Support Fund in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice and the UNDP Transitional Justice Project in the Gambia. We are in the process of opening a bank account for this fund, and we'll encourage all Gambians and friends of the Gambia to contribute whatever they can to this Victim Support Fund. We are confident that there is enough goodwill for our work, and especially for the victims, to inspire generous contributions from the public. Information on how contributions can be made will be shared in the near future. As we begin this 7th session of our public hearings, we urge all persons who are victims of human rights violations and abuses, especially women, all persons who have information on these violations and abuses, as well as some persons, again, who committed them, to please come forward and share their statements with the Commission. In conclusion, I should like to say a few words regarding criticisms leveled at the Commission from some sections of our society. These critics try to discredit the Commission as a witch hunt designed to go after or even persecute the supporters of the previous regime. Some of them even maintain that witnesses appearing before the Commission were either coerced or bribed to testify against the previous regime. I should like to be categorical with regard to these allegations. Nothing can be or could be further from the truth. The Trrc is here to help this country get to the bottom of all the horrible things that happened in this country during the period under review, to help us all of us attain healing and closure, and ultimately to help us all move together into a better and brighter future. Finally, as we embark on this summer 7th session of hearings, we seek the support and the prayers of the public. Thank you very much. That's the statement made on behalf of the Commission. Council, are we ready this morning for the proceedings to start? And do you have a witness who is in already? If we do, please proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Good morning to members of the audience. The witness is in the waiting room, and we are ready to proceed. May I ask the usher to bring him in, please?
Thank you.
I, Ismaila Jammeh,
Do swear that
do swear that
I will speak the truth,
I speak the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Welcome to this commission, Mr. Jammeh. We have met before. You are aware of my role as lead counsel, that is to assist you to tell your story to the commission. Feel free to speak in whatever language you want. I hope that at some stages you may choose to speak in the Jola language. We always encourage people who appear before the commission to speak in local languages so that the population out there, especially those who do not speak English, at least would be able to follow some of the proceedings in their own languages. Is that fine with you?
Yes, it's fine.
And please draw the microphone closer to you such that we would be able to hear what you say. If you do not understand a question that I have asked, please ask me to either repeat the question
No problem.
or to explain it. You are, prior to your arrival here, or prior to you appearing before the commission, you had been giving certain warnings, and you, in fact, signed the necessary documentation suggesting that all the relevant warnings have been given to you. And for the purposes of the record, I would again remind you of those warnings. You have been warned that it is an offense to lie before the commission, and it is also an offense to refuse to answer questions of the commission. But that said, you have a right not to incriminate yourself. But should, in case the commission compels you to answer a question which would incriminate you, the commission would grant you a use immunity for that answer. What that means is, whatever you say in that answer incriminating yourself would not be used in evidence against you. But that would not stop other similar evidence obtained from elsewhere or from another source to be equally used against you. Do you understand?
Understand.
You had also been informed that you had a right to lawyer, to be assisted by a legal counsel, but you have chosen throughout the process to waive your right to a lawyer, to remain silent, or to incriminate yourself. Could you confirm that, please?
Yes.
Good. So today we would want to talk to you about a few issues. We would want to talk to you about the killing of Whoo-Manny in 2000, the arrest and torture of several people who were implicated in the 2006 planned or attempted coup d'etat, including Vincent Jatta, Tamsir Jase, Wassa Kamara, and a few soldiers of the GNA. You have also been implicated in the torture of civilians who were arrested in connection with the Freedom newspaper saga. And you have also been implicated in the arrest and torture of Nur Cham. And finally, the killing of Daba Marena and 6 others. Are you ready to talk about those things?
I'm ready.
The way I am going to frame the questioning
Yes.
is not just to limit them to these issues that I have listed. I would allow you the opportunity to talk about the operations in which you were involved in. And remember that this is an ongoing investigative process. If you deliberately leave out operations you were involved in, and evidence later emerges showing your involvement, you may have to come back to answer to those questions, or the commission would have to draw its own conclusions, considering that you have been given an opportunity to say everything you've been involved in. Do not hide anything, because if you lie, the commission would not be able to make a recommendation for you to benefit from an amnesty. That is, if you satisfy the other requirements. So lying is a no-go area. You have to be absolutely truthful. You understand?
Understand.
So, and let's begin. Tell us your full names, please.
My name is Ismaila Jammeh. Born in Buyam, Pony Kansalan, 8th of September 1972. Educated in Buyam from 1979 to 1984, where I sit at common entrance. I later repeat. I went to Kanilai in 1986, 87. I come back to Buyam, continue secondary 4.
Your last name is Jammeh.
Ismaila Jammeh.
Your last name is Jammeh.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any blood relationship with the former President Yahya Jammeh?
Yes, it's the same family. We are all from, our ancestors come from the same place.
And what would you say is your relationship? Brother, cousin,
It's
uncle?
a brother.
Would you say again?
It's a brother.
To you.
Sir.
I'm sorry I did not brief you about this. Let's try to avoid overlapping speeches.
No problem.
I would listen to you when you speak and I will allow for 3 seconds After you finish speaking, then I'll speak. And you'd also do the same. So you are telling us that Jammeh is a relative of yours. He's a brother to you. You hail from the same ancestral home.
Yes, sir.
That's right. After you said you did Buyam Primary School 1979 to 84, and then you did St. Antony in Kanilai in 1985. What did you do after that?
86,
87.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your statement says 85, so we have to correct that.
Maybe there is a typing error. Maybe those people, they have a mistake.
That's right. So we would correct that. And what did you do after you finished St. Anthony's?
I returned back to Buyam, where I did my secondary 4.
In which school?
St. Edward Secondary School.
When did you complete?
1991.
And what did you do upon completion?
I went to join selection at Fajara Barak in 1992. I first started at Jundum Army Camp, but I couldn't succeed. The following year, I went to Fajara Barak in 1992, the same thing. But the third year, 1993, I succeeded to be a Zanam officer in Fajara Barak.
And where did you do your training?
In Bakau Barak.
When did you complete your training?
Almost at the early 94.
And what did you do upon completion of training in 94?
We were taken to, I joined the mobile in Zandamori, this residential guard, Central Bank, the ex-vice president Sekou Sabali, Radio Gambia, Abuko Art Station.
Where were you on July 22nd, 1994?
It met me at the Central Bank.
What were you doing there?
I was the sentryman when the former president Sadauda was even going and meet me at the sentry box. I was the one who was manning at the sentry box, Central Bank.
And of course, on that day, July 22nd, the government changed.
Sir.
And what happened to you?
Me, I remained at the Central Bank. Later, we proceeded at the afternoon time. We went to the State House.
Proceed.
The former president have left.
And proceed. What happened after you went to State House? What did you find there? How did that affect you?
We were there as private soldiers. We were there mingling with my comrades.
And your duty that morning was to be a sentryman at Central Bank.
Yes.
You left that position because the government was changing, and you went to the State House. And from then onwards, what became your responsibilities?
Then, there was no proper command. We used to go up and down from Central Bank to State House, but later, as a private soldier, I couldn't have power. They retained me at the State House to be a sentryman, because by then, some soldiers were not steady. But people like us, the young ones, they have to force us to remain at the State House so that we can man sentry posts, which I remained there.
And who was the commander of the guards at State House at this time?
By then, it was, it's a Manjako man. He passed away from Kafuta, something Mendy.
Airman?
Huh?
Air?
No.
Okay. You remained in State House?
Yes, I remained at the State House, yes.
And for how long did you remain in State House?
I was there till 2001 when I was decided. I left State House.
So at this time, it was your own brother who became the head of state, correct?
Yes, sir.
Did that affect your work at State House?
didn't affect my work.
You said your position was you worked as a sentryman.
Yes, by then.
By then. All right. For how long did you remain as a sentryman?
I was there, you know, I remember the hard work I was doing. I was identified out of the lots. That's why they picked me to move me from infantry to go closer as a close protective officer to the then president.
But you are saying it was your hard work.
Yes, sir.
What do you say to the suggestion that the president needed those people he could trust, and you are amongst them because you are his brother?
No, sir. You know, in the military, they said, select your soldiers according to their capabilities. Unfortunately, I've become part of those type of people. Because I respect century rules, I respect my senior man, and I respect the job.
Yes, then the best thing would have been to keep you as a sentryman, because you were so good at it.
But why people are promoted? Through their hard work.
But you were promoted within a particular cadre, within a particular line of work. But this time, you were removed from sentry to close protection for your brother.
It's the security we are working. That's why they know I'm fit for that position. That's why they select me to be that place.
Not only were you brought to be close protection, you became the orderly to Jammeh, correct?
Through my hard work.
But were you the most hardworking person in the army?
No, sir. But they picked me
Were
out
you
of
the most hardworking private in the army?
No, sir.
Were you the best close protection officer?
No, sir.
There were others who, in fact, had better training than you, wasn't there?
Anyway, I can speak on my side.
Were there other people who had more training than you?
It can be.
It can be. Yes, we all agree. But were there officers who had better training than you?
Anyway, God positioned me at that place, what I can say.
God positioned you there,
yes.
But Jammeh made the decision to have you there.
With the command, there is no person. There is an observation they observe. That's why they pick me among the lots.
So you became very close to your brother who was the head of state.
Yes.
And what were your duties as orderly?
Orderly, to work out whatever he needs, he sends us to go and work out for him.
Could you explain that? If he sent you to put your hand in the fire, that's the typical way of putting it in Gambian culture. Would you put your hand in fire?
I don't think that is.
So tell us, what were your functions?
Oh, as an orderly, I'm there for his daily activities. Anything he needs, that's the only thing I can explain for you.
You would be carrying his bags. You would be bringing things that he needed.
Yes.
You would be running his errands. And you would be close by. And would you be hearing his conversations?
No, that one, if you know that there are certain conversations I shouldn't be closer to it.
And would he send you away when he is holding important conversations?
No. We have a limit in anything. Everybody have a limit. We have your AOR where you should end.
We just want to understand. None of us here, well, most of us civilians here, have never worked as orderly. We want to understand from your own perspective what that meant.
Which is?
How close would you be when he's holding conversations and things like that?
I have where to end.
Which is?
This private conversation I couldn't hear.
How about his official conversations?
He's in the office, I'm outside.
Okay, good. So you remained an orderly you worked as an orderly from what period?
98, 99, 2000. 2001, I was discharged out of the army.
In between, some important event happened. We would come back to that. But let's talk about that event in 2001, which led to your sacking. So now let's track your career in the military until today. So tell us what happened, where you were posted in 2001, and what happened.
I was in Kanilai, the resident.
Doing what?
I was there, he is in Combo, I'm in Kanilai. Two of us are there, me and one of my friend, Ibrahim Jai. Normally it's others, we have a lot of orderlies there. About 4 or 3 people, I can say by then. Others will be in Kanilai, others will be in Banjun.
And on this occasion, you were in Kanilai.
Yes.
So tell us what happened.
Yes, the reason of my discharge was one day I was there in the morning. One of our nephew come by the name Asistamba.
Could you tell us the name again?
Asistamba.
And what was he to you?
It's also it's a cousin. It's a, you know.
Cousin or nephew?
It's a nephew. It's a nephew. Sorry. Yeah.
Nephew to who? To you?
So yes, it's the same Jammeh Kunda. We are all the same as family. The mother belonged to our family, I can say.
And then what happened?
Now he met me at that place with some strangers. He told me that Ismaila, we are here. I said, for what? He said, we come to do that. I said, but
we come to what?
we need to do. We come to bury something here.
What something did he want to bury there?
I don't know actually. This is how he talked to me. I said, now, can you please...
Did you inquire from him what it was that he wanted to bury in that place?
I asked him, but he cannot tell me fully what he have. I cannot know actually what he's having. I have a limit.
Ismaila, I have warned you before that speak the complete truth.
I'm telling you, this is the truth. That's why I hold the Quran and I swear, I will not tell you a lie here.
So you said he did not tell you what it was he wanted to bury?
Those people are standing, others are standing outside. All of them who appeared at that place, is he who was talking to me. Others are standing outside. Those people are strangers.
The question was,
yes,
did he tell you what was it he or they needed to bury in that premises?
No, you are an African. We are all Africans. You know what Africa is. There are too much of asking for somebody. It doesn't go further. You shouldn't go do that. That's why I asked him. I said, "Can you please wait out? I confirm from the boss in Banjun."
Ismaila.
Yes.
The question is, did you know what was it that he wanted to bury?
I don't know.
In your statement, Ismaila, you said that this person came to the presidents of the presidents, yes, and he said he wanted to bury some charms at the residence.
This is charm, yes. That's why I told you this is charm.
No. Ismaila, you did say that you did not know what was it he wanted to bury. You did not ask him, and he did not tell you. And that is why I reminded you that it is important that you are absolutely truthful. Because this is not very significant, but by refusing to say it, it appears that you have started trying to hide certain things. And don't do that, because if you do, your testimony would not be believed. Speak the truth.
Automatically, when somebody says he's going to bury, it must be something like charm. You know, really it's on my statement. I mentioned it's charm. But it
can be a dead body.
Huh?
Can be a dead body.
No,
we all...
charm.
Ismaila, listen. The president's farm has been a graveyard for a lot of the people who were executed.
I never know that.
Or would not know now?
I'm just hearing right now from you now.
Oh, okay. That's strange for a jungler.
Very much.
So you see, different things can be buried in places. All right? He could have even been sowing corn. The fact is, you knew that he wanted to bury charms. Why didn't you say that to the commission?
I mentioned on the paper that he wanted to bury. To be kind, I would have mentioned the charm. This is what he said. You come to bury something here.
But
it's a charm, something like that.
But when you were asked, you refused to say it was charms.
I didn't refuse. I forget, but I didn't refuse. That's why I'm telling you it's a charm.
There's no way you could have forgotten. But anyway, you have been warned. If you try to lie,
no.
You will get caught.
No problem.
Thank you. So when this guy told you that he wanted to bury charms, what did you do?
Me, I am assigned to secure the resident. That's why I called the ex-president to inform him that because I will not allow anybody to do something without being given permission. That's why I call him.
Who did you call?
I called the former president, Jammeh, to inform him that anyway, this man is here, but he said he's coming to. He come with some some strangers to bury this thing. He said, "What did you say?"
He came with marabouts or strangers or both?
Because I don't know that he was a stranger.
What did you say? Yes? Did you say marabouts or did you say strangers or did you say both?
They are strangers, two of them.
But those strangers were also marabouts?
Maybe they can be. I don't know where they are, but they are strangers. They are strangers. I don't know them. I don't know them.
You now want to change the story from them being marabouts to just mere strangers?
I didn't mention in the paper marabout. I said strangers.
We're talking about what you know and what you told Jammeh.
Yes.
Marabouts or strangers?
I said some strangers.
But you knew also that these strangers were marabouts?
Maybe.
It can't be a maybe. You either knew or you did not know.
No, you cannot judge the book by the cover.
No, I'm not asking you to judge anything. What I am asking you is, what your state of mind at that time? Did you know at this time that these people were marabouts?
Somebody capable of bearing something can be.
I know that, and thank you. But the question I ask you is whether at that time you knew that these people were marabouts and they were there to bury charms at the premises of the president.
Can be, because for me, I'm not interested. That's why I don't want to go further.
We know that can be, and many other things can also be. The question is what happened at that time? Tell us what happened at that time. Did you tell Jammeh this person came with two marabouts to bury some charms there?
What I can tell you, for him, I told him he knows the man very well. That's why I didn't go further. You know, for us, we the jewelers, we are well trained about some of these things. We don't go further pushing somebody to a tight corner. That's why I didn't go further.
Well, here we can put you to a tight corner if we need to get the answers. So tell us.
Welcome.
They were marabouts, weren't they?
It can be.
And they were there to bury charms?
I didn't go closer to that place. Yes.
And when you informed Jammeh, what was his reaction?
He said, in fact, where is this guy? Can I talk to him? I give him the telephone.
And then?
I asked Njai that I'm going to take bath. This is how I left the ground. I went out to a bathroom where I passed these people, they are doing their things.
Were you given confirmation to allow those guys to bury the charms?
Yes.
Good. And did they in fact bury the charms?
When they started the process, I passed them. I didn't even, I'm not interested to know whatever they are doing. I left them.
The question is, did they bury the charms?
Yes, they buried.
Good. And after that, what happened?
But what happened was, between my conversation with that guy, I told him that you are a civilian. You cannot come and tell me something, We are soldiers, we swear that we shall never disappoint our leader. That's what we swear since when I went to the army or the Zenon. That's what I swear. That's why anything we are doing, we go with instructions.
And then?
I left him, but in the evening, to my surprise, Yankuba Baji, Lieutenant Baji, he come with a frown face.
Did you have a fight with this Aziz Tamba?
No, I didn't even have any argument with him.
Proceed, please.
Now, Yankuba Baji met me. He met me, I was even conversing, I was solving a problem with somebody. Some people quarreled. That's what I was even trying to put across. Now, he told me, Ismaila, look at me properly. I'm not happy. I said, what happened? He said, I received your information that I should collect you and lock you. I said, what happened? He said, one assist, I had they give me an information that you have a problem with assist.
Proceed, please.
Now, when he told me about that story, I said, look, He said, "Why, from who?" He said, "From the commander." By then, Lantom Montamba is the commander at the State House. I personally called him. I said, "Lang, me, I'm the breadwinner of my family. To go and lock me is not a problem today, but what my worry is my parents today. But I have a witness when this thing happened. Njai is here. Njai, when I gave him the telephone, he was even mad. He was even insulting. He was giving very foul words to that man. You see? But after, at the end of the day, Young Baji told me that, look, they are going to take you to Fajabarak for tomorrow. They are going to lock me. This is the statement of Young Babaji. After, I agree. They take my pistol, they take my rifle, the one I was sitting with, bombarded Kausu Kamara, and one boy, his name is now in the army, Abu Sanyang. They are the people up here. Those are the boys who escort me to Fajar Barak. They locked me there for 5 good days. After 5 good days, I was taken for orders. Ansmana Tamba collect me at Fajar Barak. Take me to Fajar Barak. I wanted to go to my house.
What was your crime?
Yes, sir?
What was your crime?
My time.
Your crime, what was it?
This is the only thing what I did, that
For obstructing somebody to bury charms for and on behalf of the president?
I didn't obstruct him. It's a confirmation I was trying to. I have to confirm. He gave me this resident. I will not allow any person to come and do something which he didn't allow. That's why I made confirmation.
Okay, and you are taken later to where?
Fajar Barak. I was locked there for 5 good days.
There, what happened?
Ansmana Tamba collect me. By then he was the RSM at the State House. I wanted to go.
And this Ansumana Tamba, was he also from the same family?
No, we meet at the State House. He's an RSM. By then he was the RSM at the State House.
But did he also belong to the Jammeh clan?
No, the only thing I can tell you, we meet at the State House. Further, I didn't go. No, I didn't know much about that.
Okay, and tell us what happened afterwards.
Now, when we reached at the State House, I wanted to go to my house. I'm living beside the State House, Battery Flat. I asked Ansumana, I said, can I go to my house? He said, no, you can hold on for a meantime. But I never know that it's something, a program, they want to take me for orders. For a sudden, I saw one private soldier by the name Yankwa Cham. They said, let me remove my jacket. I was having a big jacket. I was having 2 jackets, big one, the cold, when it is cold, I have to put the big one and the small one like this. I removed the big one and packed it aside. He took me to the office of the commander. By then, Lantomo is the commander of the State Guard. They asked normally when they are taking you for orders, you need an escort. By then, I was a private soldier. Now, when I reached there, they called attention, we marched inside. Lantombo take out the file. What he first told me, he said, you, Ismaila Jammeh, you threatened to kill a civilian. I said, who? I said, threatened to kill a civilian. I said, me? I said, no. I said, me, I have my witness. Whatever I said, my witness can come and testify. He said, are you guilty or you are not guilty? I said, I'm not guilty. He said, whether you are guilty, we are not going to be guilty, we are going to decide. I said, I take it with good faith. This is how the conversation went. You see, now when they charged me, they said that I was dismissed. I said, but I'm so disappointed. Would you people allow my statement, my witness to come and testify? They said, no. I said, no problem. Now, will you allow me to go and take my things from Kanila? They said, yes. But after they reject that one, for a week at the time, they brought my things. Njai, who was there, later I learned that they removed him from Toby and Audley at that place. Because they know that that boy, he will witness, he'll testify, and they also, he'll tell the truth about what happened. They removed him from that place. Later, they removed there. Later, 2 weeks, they returned him back to that place. I seated for 2001, 2002, 2003, November, I was reinstated. But I was removed at Battery Flat.
And do you know the circumstances of your reinstatement?
My circumstance, I cannot tell you fully, because what happened was, there was a day I went to visit my mother in Manjai. When I received a call from my telephone, the late Bajinka called me. He said, where are you? Manjai Johnson. He said, I told him I'm here in Manjai. He said, please, I want to give you this information, but don't tell to anybody. I told him, don't tell me that. He said, the president have ordered Babakar Jatta to reinstate you in the army, but don't talk to anybody. I said, well, do you know me as a liar? You see? He said, don't tell me that. That's how we ended up ourselves. I told him, no problem. Me, I'm good. I'm a Gambian. I will work for my country. You see? Later, the second day, a friend picked me to Banjul, where I did my process of reinstating at the headquarters. See?
And you became a soldier again.
I then, Lantobo was the emir to Babakar Jatta. I was supposed to meet Babakar Jatta, but I couldn't meet Babakar Jatta. When he went, he said, when I went to the office, he said, you are supposed to meet Babakar Jatta, but let me go and clear you. But Babakar Jatta told him, no, there's no need for him to come. Just tell him that he's reinstated. He's going back to the same place he was at the president's office as an orderly. Now, when he come back, he said, Ismaila, your enemies, they are same. You see, today you are going back to where you were. I said, no problem.
So you went back to where?
I didn't go back to that place.
Where were you deployed to this time?
They take me to Kanilai. I was there for 1 good month. I didn't even meet the president. Until one day, he traveled from Banjul, he met me there. I was there where I used to spend the night with some of my friends. When he met me, we greet one another. I say, until he asked me, how's your parents? I said, they are fine. He entered inside, he took one potato. He said, give Ismaila to hold it for me. Sidi Balde brought it first.
One what?
Give Ismaila to hold this potato for me.
This what?
One one potato.
Okay.
Sweet potato, you know that one?
Yes, I think so.
Potato.
I think so. So you were given that potato to hold?
Yes.
For what?
Oh, you know that I'm a clean man. I will have a great heart for him.
No, we want to understand.
No, maybe he liked the potato. It is a big potato he picked among the lots. Normally most of you have this potato, you choose one, the one you love most.
So he gave that to you.
Yes,
was it a gift or you were to hold for him?
I hold it for him. We went round. But by then when I was going, most of the officers, they think that, because they were fighting me not to be closer to this man. The story I'm telling you. But they were pushing, if I want to go closer to the man, they would push me aside. I maintained I was behind. Until we went round the resident, I hand over the potato, I went back. From that day, I remained at the physical. I couldn't go closer to him again.
But what we are trying to understand is, what was the significance of Ismaila hold this potato for?
No, it's not. I was once an orderly. He knows me. He knows me very well. I work with him with honesty. That's why he believed that I'm the mental loyalty. Maybe he want to test my faith, and I'll hold it 100%.
And you showed loyalty, faith, 100%. That's what you said.
By then.
By then, you said faith and loyalty 100%.
When he was there, but now he's not my president.
No, I mean when he was there. We are now talking about 2003.
Because I swear the Quran that I shall never, God is showing me. That's why I do that. In anything I do, God will judge me.
No, what I'm trying to drive at is, I'm just repeating your words. You showed him faith and loyalty 100%. That's what you said.
But what man a loyal soldier should be?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that is what you said. Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. So what happened after that? After that encounter with Jammeh? You said you were no longer close to him, but what happened to you?
I remained at the physical guard, being a sentry man, at the resident, Kalaji, Kamfenda. We have been rotated with my friends until finally we returned back to Banjul. After that one, a year later, 2004, I was lucky to be those people selected to go to Sudan, the first contingent, Gamkoi 1.
Yes, proceed, please.
Gamkoi 1.
Mm-hmm.
We are there for 10 good months. Mm-hmm. After returning around November, we run around November, if I didn't forget.
But before your deployment to Sudan,
yes,
were you deployed to any unit, any other unit, that had to do with the president's security?
unit. But what happened was, that one when I was an orderly. By then, I think Esa Bokarsi, you know him? By then, he's the ambassador to France. He created a package for us to go to Hungary. I used to communicate with him. He was in former Zandam. He worked with the former president, Jammeh. He told me that one day, see, boss is my good, he was my boss in the army. He brought me up. But you two, you are also I'll take you as a younger brother.
Who was he referring to as boss?
The former president, Jammeh.
And
he trained him.
Who are we referring to now?
All
right, proceed, please.
He told me that, Ismaila, I will also look at a package for you people, because you also, I will also take you as my subordinate, something like that. Now, he created a package for us to go to Hungary. What created the name you people are even talking of, jungle, I will explain what happened. Now, we were on that grouping. To be candid, we select people who know they can deliver when they go there. I was part of those people. But unfortunately for us, that package was given to the NI. We couldn't go. But what we group in Kanilai, understand? Now, Rabbi then, Seri Modu returned newly from his training. But
which Seri Modu are you referring to?
General Seri Modu, who is an ambassador now.
Njai, would that be his last name?
Yes, he was very good on the ground, training people about navigation, to go to be familiar at the Tarek or the Kanila where we are living. But then the place is very busy. Now, we have the good notes of this jungle warfare. He wanted to come and share with us. But later, I don't know where things fall apart. He couldn't come. But what makes this name to come as Jungler? Because when we start to say that Jungler 1, Jungler 2, Jungler 3, we are now trying to say that let no one call one another this name. You call one another Jungler 1, Jungler 2, Jungler 3. That's how the name Jungler.
Before we get to that,
yes.
Tell us how you moved, how you left that package for Hungary onto some other trading package. Explain that process.
We didn't go to Hungary.
We know you did not.
Yes, we should have gone.
Yes.
Before anything, any soldiers will go for any cause, they have to convoy together so that they will come together to be used to one another. That's what makes us to group one another, to form that group. But later, by then I was an orderly. I left some of my subordinate to work with him. Now, what we believe that hadn't been, we went to Hungary, we would have go there and upgrade ourselves so that to be better security men.
Tell us what happened when Sering Modunjai came and you guys had already converged at Kanilai.
He was there in Kanilai with us.
Yes. How did you move from orderly to being a jungler?
No, I remain as an orderly. It's not a jungler, but we are grouping so that we're hoping to go for that place, but we couldn't go. They just take that packet and give it to NIA. If you ask that one, make that foundation, they'll tell you about it.
Did you receive any training after that?
No, we were just grouping. Soldiers, when you're there, you share information. In the military, we rehearse about...
Are you telling us that you just grouped there, disappointed that you didn't go to Hungary, and suddenly you became Jungler 1?
No. What I'm saying is, we were grouping to moving from A to Z from at the border level. Understand, we are patrolling the border. Because that one already, we group already now. Especially will travel, but couldn't travel. But we were upgrading ourselves in terms of military patrol duties whatsoever in Kanilai to secure the environment.
Mr. Jammeh, let's stop dilly-dallying.
No problem.
In your statement, you said,
yes,
upon my reinstatement in 2003, I was again posted on Kanilai,
yes,
in which I underwent a training for border patrol, and a team was formed, including you named the people.
Repeat again.
You said, upon your reinstatement, you were taken to Kanilai and giving training on border patrol.
What I said, when I returned to Kanilai, I was stationed at Kanilai. We were doing border patrol when I was reinstated.
Did you receive any training?
What I said is our own ideas here in the Gambia.
The question is, did you receive any training while you were at Kanilai during this period?
Yes, I can say that training is we do among ourselves. Anybody, the idea you have, you put it to your friends, you add one and one. No?
Are you suggesting that you trained yourselves?
Yes.
Are you serious?
With my friends.
You trained yourselves on border patrol?
Yes, we are working.
And thereafter, you became Jungler 1?
No. What I'm saying is, we were, after, during that time, they brought one person by the name Francisco.
Exactly.
Yes.
But why are you...
No, I'm coming.
Okay, arrive.
Listen, we even come to know that man, in fact, he don't know anything.
Let's talk about the facts.
Yes.
All right? You were deployed from State House to go to Kanilai, correct? In 2003.
No, that one is already, this training happened in 2099, I can say, if I didn't forget. 2003, by then all this thing happened. We are repeating.
The evidence we received
yes.
is that this occurred in 2003.
At the time I was reinstated, November.
That the training for the junglers with Francisco Caso, it occurred in 2003?
For me, no.
So when did you receive your training as a jungler?
What I'm saying is, I can say 99.
Who gave you that training?
Is the guy I'm talking of is Francisco, whom we are. Sometimes you listen to somebody, I don't know, you value yourself. Whether this man, what he's telling me is genuine.
Let's not go into that yet.
Yes.
Who gave you the training? What is his full name?
Francisco Caso, we are working with him.
Of what nationality?
He is a lad that he was brought by a black Yabi to us from Italy.
And you said that training occurred in 1999?
Something like that, if I didn't forget.
All right. With whom did you participate in that training?
I think the whole package would have been 15 people. To be candid, I remember few people.
If you look up, you wouldn't be speaking into the microphone.
Yes, that's a fact.
And it's important that you speak into the microphone.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
All right. So who else participated in that training together with you?
Yes, most of the people, they left the job.
Yes, tell us who was there with you.
Right now, I think the people who are here...
No, don't tell us about the people who are here. Tell us those who participated in that training.
Farmer Camara.
Yes.
He's in America.
Yes.
Alum Bojang, he is no more a soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Senghor, Lamin Senghor is no more a soldier.
Lamin Senghor, known by any other name?
Lamin Senghor, they used to call him Assassin.
Assassin.
Yeah,
so Assassin was a jungler?
No, this is just a nickname.
I understand. So I'm just trying to get the facts correct. Assassin was also a jungler.
No, this is what we are saying. The name, how the jungler come, that's why people are calling jungler. We are the people who are calling jungler 1 because to avoid, that's why,
Why don't you just answer the question you are asked instead of answering the question you want to answer to?
Okay.
Answer the question you are asked. Lamin Senghor, alias Assassin, was also a jungler,
yes,
correct?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And who else?
Abkar Bojang, he is no more a soldier.
Yes.
It's a long time. I can remember a few of these people, really. But the rest, some of them, I cannot remember them.
These are the only names you can remember.
Yeah. It's a long time, really.
Okay, I'll give you some names, and you would tell me whether it's true.
No problem.
That Modulamin Tamba.
Emel Tamba?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe, Emel Tamba, yes.
Ibrahim Jallo.
Jallo.
Solo Bojang.
Solo Bojang, no, he's not part of it.
Usman Sane.
Usman Sane, yes, he's there.
Paul Bojang.
Paul Bojang, I name him.
Famara Kamara. a.k.a. Saikon.
Sikon, yes.
Omar Bojang.
Omar Bojang. No.
Solo Jammeh.
No, it's not part of it.
Wali Nyang.
Wali Nyang, yes, he's in America.
And Bombardier.
Kausu, no, Kausu is not part of it.
How about Oya, Omar Jallo?
Oya, no.
So this lot was the first group.
Yes.
And this group is called Jungula One.
No, the reason why I'm telling you why we call one another is just that day we are so happy when Senator wanted to come and make his quota with us so that we can be having that notes, but it couldn't possible. That's why we start to say, now from today we will call him one another, Jungula One, Jungula Two. We are working with partners. Me, my partner was Kamara.
So you guys gave yourselves the name Jungula, correct?
I was expecting that we'll have jungle warfare notes.
You guys gave yourself the name Jungula.
Yes.
But your official name from government was what? What was your official name from the government?
We are soldiers.
How about the patrol team?
Yes, patrol team is also part of the job.
Was patrol team also an official name for the group who called themselves the Junglers?
People who are very active, that's why those are the people who went to patrol team. If in a time somebody will call himself a commando, you are not a commander. It's common in the army. You will take a name which you know you are not part of that. You are not like that type of person.
Okay. So the group that called themselves the Junglers was also the group that was deployed around Kanilai area as a patrol team.
People love that name to be pronounced that name, Jungler, because they are so much interested in that name. But they don't know the reason why we put that name.
I am not asking for the reason. You have already told us the reason, that it was you yourselves who called yourselves Jungler 1, Jungler 2, Jungler 3.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So that group, you guys called it Jungler, right? So we have accepted now that it is you people who used to call yourselves junglers. Yes. We also accept to call you junglers.
No problem.
Good. So the government was calling you what?
Maybe as we are calling jungler, maybe.
But some were also calling you patrol team.
Yes, patrol. For me, when you finish that, I went back to the house as an orderly.
I understand that. If you just stick to answering the question you are asked, it wouldn't be difficult.
No problem.
Don't answer to an imaginary question. Answer the question you are asked. The group called Jungler, was it also known by another name?
No.
How about patrol team? Was it a name that was also used for the junglers?
Anyway, this is what I can explain.
Was it or was it not a name used for the patrol team?
See, patrol team, anywhere in the battalion, you can create any type of patrol team. People go for patrol. Patrol team is something, is concerned by soldiers. You can create any time a patrol team and go out.
But your group, it was mainly concerned to carry out patrols around Kanilai area. Wasn't that the case?
No, it's not Kanilai alone. It's along the border of the Gambia.
Good.
Because by the time this group start patrolling, most of these cattle rustling and whatsoever, all bad people entering the border, they seize it.
Okay. So would it also be correct to call the junglers the patrol team?
Anyhow.
The border patrol team, for that matter.
Anyhow, you can describe it.
No, what we are trying to derive at is to get information from you as to what names or what other names were the junglers called.
Anyway, this is the only thing I can tell you. Our main objective was to go and patrol the border, period.
But how were you called apart from junglers?
Maybe the name is too strange to some of the soldiers. When they hear, they feel attracted by that name. That's why they continue calling.
Were you called Black?
No.
At some stage?
No.
Were you called Black Scorpion at some stage?
Maybe people, when they saw you put it on certain things, they can describe you according to your dress, and they find,
But your colleague said that your team had several names. junglers, black scorpion, and patrol team, border patrol team.
You know, in Africa, people are fond of different names, which, you know, to people. And how they want.
Ismaila,
Yes.
let's be disciplined and answer the question you are asked. And let's stop the wholesale generalization. It wouldn't help. Okay. Would you agree that your group was also called Border Patrol Team? Would you agree?
Yes.
Would you also agree that your group was called Black?
Yes, I said people call it, yes.
Would you agree also that your team was called Black Scorpion at some stage?
Same black, it's the same name.
Good, so you accept that the junglers had all those names?
I said it's created by people.
It can only be created by people. So tell us that all these names were names that were used to describe the junglers.
You know, if somebody is happy with you, he can call you all type of names.
Yes, I know.
If you are
But
hardworking.
answer yes or no.
Yes.
Thank you. So we can move on. Huh? We can make it easy if you just answer the question you are asked.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So let's talk about, were you involved in the selection of junglers? People who would be later trained as junglers?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
It is bad to select good soldiers.
Were you involved in selecting soldiers who would later become junglers, who would be trained to become junglers?
When I was at the office of the president as an orderly, I was given opportunity to identify the good soldiers who can man the job.
So who gave you that responsibility?
That one is my commanders who are immediately, you know, I'm working with the president and I know who can work with the president.
So the president gave you the responsibility to look around and select those who would be suitable for that job. That's what you're telling us.
No, but he don't talk to me. I was working hand-in-hand with Abulai and others directly.
Answer the question.
Yes.
The question is not who were you working with. Mm-hmm. The question is who gave you the authority. Was it Jammeh who gave you the authority to select those people who would be suitable?
It's not Jammeh who gave me that responsibility. I was informed by Abulai to select good soldiers.
Abulai who?
Jabi, former NIA director.
Was he a soldier?
No, he was a secretary man. And he was
No, the question is, was he a soldier?
He's not a soldier, he's a secretary man at the intelligence office.
Were you taking orders from him?
No, he was working hand-to-hand with us.
And he ordered you to select people?
He said, the soldiers you know who can deliver, work with them hand-to-hand.
He ordered you to select people?
Yes, no.
And you were taking an order from a civilian, you being a soldier attached to the president?
I see him as a secretary man. That's period what I can know.
Are you just avoiding accepting that the order came from Jammeh?
Maybe.
You don't have to.
No, what happens?
You have to speak
I believe
the
that
truth.
whatever he's speaking is to maintain a peace and stability for this country. That's why I feel that, you know, whatever he said about security, I'm in line with him.
Look, initially you started by saying, he, referring to Jammeh, asked you to identify those who were suitable. And now you change that to this person, Kujabi.
I didn't understand your question.
Okay. Who asked you to identify the suitable soldiers to become junglers?
Normally, when I go, I'm done with the list. I have to give him the list so that they can also make their ground findings, which is intelligence. That's why that list,
You are still answering the question about who you were working with. That is not my question.
Yes.
My question is, did Jammeh instruct you to identify those suitable soldiers?
No, sir.
So you were taking an order from a civilian?
It's a security man, yes, sir.
You were violating your chain of command, soldier.
As you can see it, but I see him as an intelligent officer.
The question is, were you violating your chain of command as a soldier?
For me, I didn't see it like that.
Regardless of how you saw it or you still see it, the question is, were you in fact violating your chain of command by taking an order from a civilian?
I don't think I have violated.
Are you expected or required to take an order from a civilian?
Can be. We are entitled to answer all type of, from the civilians and soldiers. We are security men.
Okay. The commission will draw its conclusion from your answers.
No problem.
What do you say to the suggestion that Yahya Jammeh selected you, being his trusted brother, to identify those soldiers who would become junglers on his behalf, to work for him as junglers?
Normally, he knows.
Tell me normally. Just answer yes or no. Because if you tell me normally, you would be telling us what would ordinarily happen. I'm not interested in that. I am interested in what actually happened. Yahya Jammeh gave the order. True or false?
I received information from Abdullah Jammeh.
Did he tell you that the order came from Yahya Jammeh?
He asked me, it's an order. In military, when an order comes, you don't follow to go deeply where the order comes from.
Would the order come from a civilian, from a completely different institution?
He's working hand-to-hand with the soldiers. He said the intelligence is working hand-to-hand in the military. That's why I believe that it's an order to maintain security.
At the time you acted, did you believe that the order came from Yahya Jammeh?
I trust him.
I know you trusted him. That's what you say.
Yes.
The question is not whether you trust him. The question is whether you are made to believe that the order came from Yahya Jammeh.
I believe that he will not tell me a lie. It's an order.
You told us you trust him.
Yes.
You told us that you would not believe that he would tell you a lie.
Yes.
Those are both answers to questions I did not ask. The question I asked is, did you believe that the order came from Yahya Jammeh? It's a simple yes or a no answer.
Once you trust somebody, you trust him.
Who did you trust?
The guy who brings the information. There's an order.
And what information did he bring to you?
The selection of good soldiers we are supposed to select who can take responsibility.
And what is there to trust in what you have just said?
The trust you are talking of, I cannot understand the question, please.
Did he tell you that the order came from Yahya Jammeh?
What he told me is that you know the good soldiers who can maintain the job. Can you please select them so that I can also go along with the list to make my findings after we make approval?
Approval from where?
From maybe at the high echelon.
And which office would that be, the high echelon?
Yeah, it can be at the end of the president's office.
And who are we referring to?
It's the head of the state, Jammeh, maybe.
And at this stage, did you believe that those instructions came from the head of state, Yahya Jammeh, who would be giving final approval?
It can be.
Can be, could be. The issue is, was it the case that Yahya Jammeh gave that order?
No, for them, they are security personnel. They have a panel where they sit, they make their final conclusion. If anything comes, it goes to the security panel, which make a final, It's nobody, it's not one man show. It's many people who sit at the table and make recommendation.
The panel does not give an order, does it?
The panel, they have to discuss, and they come to one term.
The panel does not give orders, does it?
They make their final recommendation.
Okay. The question to you, Ismaila, is, Okay, I'll do it the old-fashioned lawyer way. I put it to you that Yahya Jammeh gave that order for you to select people you deem suitable. Correct?
Sir.
Thank you very much. Whew. I think it's a fitting time to take a break. Mr. Chair, it's 11:30.
Sorry, I missed your
I
last
think it's
point on that one. Yes, 11:30, we will take a 30-minute break and come back at 12 noon sharp. Thank you very much. Meeting is adjourned.